there, wise pineapples. Have you ever tackled a problem head on, only to realize you were solving the wrong problem? Well, Mr. Horst Schulze, the founding president of the Ritz-Carlton, learned this the hard way when he faced an overwhelming number of customer complaints all about slow room service. But instead of just demanding faster service, he did something brilliant. And today, we're diving into this legendary Yes Leadership moment where a hidden issue was uncovered in the most unexpected place. Plus, I'll share a few powerful strategies that will change the way you solve problems forever. So stick with me.
Welcome to the Yes Show. I'm your host, Christine Trippi. Each week, we'll explore the life-changing power of saying yes, along with hotel leadership made easy. Get ready for inspiration, fun, and sweet hospitality. Let's go.
In one of Mr. Schulze's hotels, half of all complaints were about slow room service. Like many leaders, Mr. Schulze first tried the classic approach, calling the department head into his office and pounding on the table, demanding urgency. And what happened? Employees were stressed out and turnover skyrocketed to 128%. And guess what? The complaints didn't change. They actually got worse. Clearly, something different needed to happen. And this, my friends, is where Yes Leadership shines. Instead of playing the blame game, Mr. Schulze empowered his kitchen team. Yes, the very people making and delivering the food to solve the problem. And what they found was golden like a pineapple. Remember, your team members are the ones on the front line and in the hot seat when guests are upset waiting for food too long and when the chefs are upset at them because their food is sitting there. They know more than anyone what their blocks are. Let them be a part of the solution. Not only will you get better answers, but also increased buy-in when changes are made because the changes were their ideas and they'll want to execute them. Now back to our story. Every part of room service process was fast, except for one step. It took 20 minutes to get from the kitchen to the guest rooms. 20 minutes. Why? How could that be? They called in the hotel engineering staff and they confirmed that the elevators were all working fine. Otis Elevator came out and said the elevators could go from the bottom to the top floor in less than 160 seconds. Then some kitchen staff rode the elevators during the morning rush period and watched what happened. They discovered that the housemen who delivered the linens to the housekeepers were blocking the elevator doors with the linen carts to expedite his linen deliveries. This effectively removed elevators from service just when they were needed the most. It was the elevators. And why weren't there enough linens? Because senior management had cut costs by ordering fewer in the first place, and their power was too low. Boom! There was the real problem, the root cause. And this is where I want to introduce you to one of the most powerful problem-solving tools out there. It's called the 5 Whys, and it's taken from Six Sigma. When you're facing a problem, the first answer is rarely the answer. Don't stop at the first answer. Keep asking why. Why are guests complaining? Slow room service. Why is room service slow? The food takes too long to get upstairs. Why does it take too long to get upstairs? The elevators are always full. Why are the elevators always full? Housekeeping is blocking them with the linen cart. Why do they need to block the elevators with the linen cart? Because there aren't enough linens to go around. And just like that, boom, we have found the real issue. If they had stopped at room service is slow, they never would have fixed the true root cause of the problem and increased their results. Another way this may have gone is the idea fairy. Instead of understanding the root cause of the problem, coming up with generic ideas. Oh, let's add a little candy and a quote card on every room service tray. Sure, that's a nice little sweet surprise, but it doesn't solve the problem. Focus on the problem. Don't let the idea fairy derail you. And here's another yes leadership truth. You cannot solve a problem from behind your desk or in the boardroom. You can't fix a parking issue in a conference room. You can't fix a pool problem in your office. And you sure can't fix a slow room service delivery situation without going to the service area. The Ritz-Carlton team rode those elevators and watched what was happening in real time. Because to truly solve a problem, you have to get up, get out, and see it for yourself, which is another strategy from Six Sigma called a Gemba walk. When the kitchen team took this finding back to their leadership, guess what happened? Did Mr. Schulze say, not my department? Did he say, you know what, we don't have a budget for that? Nope. He said yes. He immediately increased the linen supplies, and like magic, the complaints about slow room service dropped dramatically. And the housekeepers were a lot happier. But this isn't just a hotel story. It is a yes leadership lesson for every industry. Here is what we can take away. Number one, want different results? Try a different approach. 2, respect every role. Sometimes the best insights come from people on the front line. And when you do that and include them to be a part of the solution, we all win. Number 3, problems are rarely what they seem. Use the 5 whys to dig deeper. And oh, by the way, I have a say yes to the 5 whys worksheet for you inside the show notes. Number 4, you can't solve problems from the boardroom. Go to the problem. Number 5, don't let the idea fairy derail you. Focus on the actual problem. And number 6, when you find the solution, don't hesitate. Say yes and make the right decisions and corrections for your team. Let's go for it. So, my friends, next time you face a challenge, take a step back, dig deeper, and most importantly, uncover and solve the real problem and create a solution. Now go out there and solve some problems today and say yes to making leadership easy. Now, if you have enjoyed this little shorty episode, share it with someone you know that could solve some problems. Let me know what challenges you're having at your hotel, and I'll create a show just for you. Because you know there are others out there with the same challenges. DM me or send me an email. All my contacts are in the show notes. I love y'all, and I will see you next week, same place, same time. Make it a great week.
That's a wrap for today's show. Say yes to taking action and changing the world one yes at a time. And oh, my friend, will you say yes to review, like, and subscribe? The more yeses you give, the more juicy goodness I can bring to all of you wise pineapples. Cool or cool?